and welcome to this week's episode of Perils of the Warp. This is episode 31. I am your host, Roman, and to my right...
I have been John. Goodbye.
I guess he's going to kill himself. But this is episode 31 of the Perils of the Warp podcast. This is the Grimworks Warhammer podcast, just all-encompassing, I guess. We don't have a main topic, just to get that out of the way. But there's a fuckload of news because AdeptiCon just had their preview day.
It kind of felt like you were about to say Adepticus.
What?
It kind of felt like you were about to say Adepticus and then like quickly corrected yourself. I don't know.
Did I? Alright, cool. I'm fucking jacked up on coffee. I had like the equivalent of probably about 4 cups. So let's get into it, John.
Oh, I'm gonna get it in.
Ew. Alright, so we know that last time we were talking about Shadow Spear.
Mm-hmm.
It was about to come out. Now it has already come out. How do you feel about it, John?
I am quite pleased with
Indeed.
I'm quite pleased with some of the new Chaos stuff. The Venom Crawler is actually the first demon engine in a while that I've been excited about. It's a pretty good little fucking buggy.
It's the Mr. Krabs, right?
Yeah.
I did see one painted up in Emperor's Children, and I was like, fuck, that looks
Yeah.
good.
It's good. It's way better, I think, than the Mauler Fiend, Forge Fiend.
Okay.
It doesn't have the survivability of a Plague Burst Crawler, but I feel like it's maybe a little better on the offensive, especially once it gets buffed, because it's a demon engine, so the little possessed can give it +1 strength and yada yada yada, you know.
Okay.
The Space Marines that came in the box look cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little weirdly kitted. If that's the only squad you have, but they do look cool, and it's great that you can take the chain axe on the aspiring champion. Not 100% sure, but I think they didn't have that before. That might have been something that was added on after this box.
Okay.
Not 100% sure. Rumors have said though that Chaos is now going to have access to Thunder Hammers.
Yes. I do know what rumors you're speaking about. But yes. Cool. I think Thunderhammer is really. I'll save my opinions for that. But so they're gonna be able to take Thunderhammers.
Yeah.
Will they be able to take Storm Shields?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Most definitely not.
It seems like they wouldn't.
Yeah. But I mean, you know. It's just one more thing Chaos doesn't get.
I mean, it doesn't fit you fluff-wise because, like, Chaos is all about just fucking going at it, and they don't care if they get shot, you know what I mean? So it does make sense in terms of, like, they just wouldn't have a Storm Shield, fluff-wise. Maybe that was their kind of thinking behind them not being able to take Storm Shields.
Mm-hmm. The two possessed, they start on the field as a unit, or rather you deploy them as a unit, but they quickly become 2 independent units. And they're fucking assassins. They fuck up whatever they come in contact with.
And even though they look different, like one's more like a big and brutish, they have the same profile.
Thing, yeah.
Okay.
The Obliterators are cool as fuck. Rules wise, the only thing that changed was the unit size and the fact that they got a little better in close combat again, because in 7th they used to have Power Fist, and 8th they took that away. Now they gave them a new close combat weapon, not Power Fist, but still better than what they had before.
Ooh, do you know off the top of your head what that weapon thing is?
I think it's like Crushing Claws or some shit like that, and I think it's just like a -1 rend at That's what I got.
So, but does it like multiply or add strength? Or are they still swinging
I think
at 4 or 5?
They're strength 5
Okay.
normal. I think it does add strength, and it might be damage two, or damage D3. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not one damage.
Okay.
Um, so they got a little bit better, in my opinion. They went up a little bit in points, but I think they're still pretty worth
And
it.
they still have, even though they're modeled with like a plasma and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
still the same.
it's still the same rule of flesh metal guns.
They're just rolling and rolling
Yeah.
and rolling. Okay.
And the different rolls determine like what gun you're using. I felt like I liked the ability
Okay.
a little bit better in 7th, where you could actually pick the gun and use that gun's profile. Whereas now it's a bit more random with the strength, rend, and damage.
I mean, but that's still pretty cool because
Yeah.
you know, if you don't roll high on one, you can roll high on the other.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's that random aspect is cool, but yeah, it seemed a lot cooler in 7th, where you're just like, all right, fucking last cannon or like Melta or something like that. So I can get that. I get that. So what else? What else?
I mean, in 7th, they were my only access to plasma cannons. Because Chaos don't take that.
Damn right.
So what really, really sparked my interest about the box, though, as much as I love Chaos, and I think the Master of Possession, the new Sorcerer, I think it's a beautiful fucking model. It's an amazing, amazing fucking model. With some pretty fun spells. I think they're not all very good, but some of them are definitely fun.
Okay, so it has its own psychic spells, or
just
whatever.
for running that box, that
Okay.
Master of Possession.
Okay.
The Space Marine side, I think, is gonna be nerfed pretty quickly. I feel. Now, granted, I'm not a tournament player. I do play at the Alamo GT, which is the only tournament I do. And I do that for funsies. I mean, last year I came in dead last place.
But you got a lot of dice out of it, right?
I did. So, basically, and since you stopped playing your Blood Angels and I'm gonna be playing them now, this new box was I feel the perfect fit for Blood Angels, because just about everything in this box, with the exception of the eliminators, I believe they're called. No, the eliminators are the snipers.
Yeah.
The suppressors.
The
with the exception of the suppressors, everything in the box starts wherever you want it on the battlefield, as long as it's 9 inches away from your opponent's deployment zone.
Okay.
So, if I deploy 1,000 points of Shadow Spear Marines 9 inches away from your deployment zone, Roman, you have nowhere to really move past my line, and then all the jump packs are gonna come in, and you're gonna be right where I want you. I can swing into you, take you down on the charge because I'm Blood Angels. I'm gonna take you down on the charge, and then just keep going into consolidating into the next unit.
Yes, but you have to position it correctly. Because because of the whole fly change to charges, you can't fly over your own models anymore when you charge. So you have to position them kind of in a way where your jump pack will be able to just kind of fall into them.
And the way I see it in my head is I'm going to be deploying my 1,000 points that have to start in the battlefield, so Shadow Spear, towards the right and left, kind of leaving my opponent a bottleneck to move into.
Oh, okay.
So,
giving out your secrets, bro. Calm down.
I think it's really powerful. The eliminators are fucking amazing. Oh man, 3 eliminators is way better than fucking 5 scouts with sniper rifles.
Yeah.
I mean, the scouts they have a higher probability of getting the mortal wound because there's 5 of them.
But they're also a troops choice.
Yeah.
Eliminators aren't a troops choice. I think they're heavy support.
They're heavy support. Yeah.
Heavy.
But their access to the different ammo just fucks shit up.
Yeah.
Like, terribly.
Yeah, I mean, from what I hear, because we were talking to Mike Blanton before, and he was kind of saying like everybody's kind of sleeping on the Imperium side of that box, and I think people are starting to quickly understand once they actually got their hands on it that the Imperium's pretty strong, because you kind of looked at it, you're kind of like, oh, the Chaos is getting all these badass models, and like, oh, like but that's all they kind of were. Like, I don't know how much was actually new rules to that, because they're just Chaos Marines that you're getting. The Obliterators are still the same type, even though they have like a few bit
There's
of
a
changes.
few rules changes, but they're still
Yeah.
just obliterators.
Yeah, and then like the newest thing was just like the Venom Crawler and the dude, the HQ. So it was kind of, I think everybody was just blindsided, like, oh look, they look so fucking cool, and they didn't really read the rules. And then once they started reading those rules because they got the box, I think that really changed. Like, oh shit, Imperium's not something to you gotta watch out for them. But yeah, I'm glad everybody's having fun with it. I mean, at least it gives 40K something new. You know what I mean? I know that Chaos. I think people are just happy that Chaos are getting an update in general. Like, they were just getting new models, and they just put up on pre-order. I think pre-order, by the time you hear this, they'll already be out, or they'll be coming out. But this weekend, I think, is pre-orders for Havocs and the new Terminators, which the new Terminators are cool. I like that they have a little bit scale up.
Their lightning claws are the coolest fucking thing I have seen in a while.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is that draws my eye to them, but I look at those lightning claws and I'm like, fuck.
They're 30K lightning claws.
They're awesome.
Because if you look at the lightning claws, and like in 30K, they were all kind of
fingertips.
Well, they were all fingertips, but they were all they were positioned differently. So when you looked at them, you're like, oh, these look different, because whenever you got the claws, they were literally like Wolverine claws for a lot of them, and they were just holding them, and they would just stick out like that.
Like the lightning claws of 40K, they're model type across the board for different armies, whoever has access to them, or not just access to lightning claws, but access to lightning claw type weapons. The only ones I really, really liked were the ones out of the Chaos Raptors. I thought those were really cool lightning claws for a while. And now seeing these, I'm like, oh man, this is my new favorite lightning claw. Like, this is amazing.
Fair enough. Yeah. Whenever I start my my Emperor's Children, I'll be sure to. I'm probably more than likely just gonna pick up new models. They don't even have to give me, a new buffed up Primaris fucking Lucius. They just have to give me some other. They just gotta give me some new Noise Marines. I mean, already they're just a little bit scaled up from what they are now. So as long as they can, even if it's just like last time where it was just an upgrade sprue, fucking just give me the upgrade sprue. Like, that's an easy way to kind of do that. I
think they'll probably make a kit for it, like they did for Thousand Suns and.
Well, you got to think what's the specialty behind them, and it's only Noise Marines. Like, even like Terminators don't get a specific anything specific for Emperor's Children. Like, that was their only unit. I think that was them, unless the Phoenix Guard come back. That would be cool if they were able to have Phoenix Guard. And
I think they will. You can tell that a lot of 8th edition is designs and concepts and stuff was based off of 30K.
Yeah, I think they started going back to the drawing board.
People really liked the look of 30K, even if they didn't like the game or the price range of it.
Ooh, we're getting into that shit.
So I mean, we got back the Destro Terminators. We got back the Segment Cabal, which is the Thousand Suns Terminators. I forgot what they're called in 40K. Yeah, no, I forgot what they're called.
No, for what? For Thousand Suns?
Yeah, for their specific Terminators. Scarab Occult, there you go.
See, I fucking know this shit.
So I really do think with all the Slanesh stuff that we'll be talking about in a little bit, that it's gonna hit 40K
and that's the thing. Last episode, it seemed like I was kind of fuck 40K. I was really down on it. I didn't mean to sound like that. It just it came out that way. I just have a problem with 40K, and me and John were talking about it earlier, where I just don't like. I'm not having fun with 40K because it seems like it's just all bubble wraps. Like it's just everything's within this, and I get to reroll whatever I want. And John pointed out to me that, oh, that's just a random element. Like when you have so much control with the rerolls, there's no random element. And since I'm not a tournament player, because tournament scene is doing great, everybody's
Mm-hmm.
fucking going apeshit. I mean, right now is Adepticon, so they're just starting. So everybody is really having fun, and it adds another tactic side to it. Like maybe the tactic side is a little more fleshed out without all that randomness. But that randomness is what made it fun for me. And I told John, I just wasn't. I'm not feeling it. But the one thing that would get me back, just end all be all, would be Emperor's Children. Just because that is probably the only god that I actually find interesting. Corns just kill whatever. I don't care. Everybody kills. Doesn't matter. Nurgle is fine. It's a fucking slap happy god, but I'm not into it. Zinj is probably like the second closest that I like, and since you play Thousand Suns, we're not gonna play it. So like, EC is where I'm at. And speaking of EC, that leads us to Slanesh. And holy shit. With Adepticon, they had their news deal yesterday. The thing that everybody's focusing on is, goddamn, the Dark Prince rises. Prince, princess, I don't know what they call it. I think it's Prince. But yeah, they are going to have a battle tome, and it's going to be the Hedonist of Slanesh. So the battle tome cover looks cool. It has a what is it? Demonette on it. But they have endless spells, which it looks like they have a mirror. Looks like a hand and a mirror. Looks like these bladed cogs. That looks pretty cool. I didn't see that one. And then they have a demon, like a demonette head with like tentacle hooks coming out of its mouth. So
I like that one.
I know you do. But then they have, I'm assuming this is a terrain piece. It's like another mirror portal that two kind of high... They kind of look like demonette priestesses? Priestesses' eyes? I don't know what the plural of priestess is. But yeah, they do have that. I kept calling one of the new units Slanesh Lorgar. Because it literally looks like the body type of Lorgar. Like, it looked like maybe an alternate pose that they used for 30k. And they were just like, well, let's just beef it up a bit, make it a little bit taller, and put a dancing demonette on top of it, and boom, you got this. So it actually looks really, really cool. But, and then they have like I'm assuming like a new Herald. Yeah, it looks like it's the Herald that has like it has like a twin-headed baton. I don't know what else.
Oh, that's the mask. That's the named character, the mask
Oh,
of
that's an
Slanesh.
actual mask?
Yeah, it's the baton with the two their face mask. So the name of the character is the Mask of Slanesh.
Ah, okay, fair enough. That does look really cool. I don't know how it's wearing garter and stockings with claw feet, but fuck it. But Le Piece de Resistance is the new Keeper of Secrets. And I might like the Creature Caster one a bit better. The one that has like the... it has that kind of samurai kind of type armor on it. Mm-hmm. Or like kind of geisha looking to it. I really like that one a lot. But to be honest with you, this one isn't bad. I do like this one.
They really toned down the sex aspect, the titties.
Mm-hmm.
But the clothes, the fact that his hooves are made to look like high heels, this guy's definitely a fucking hedonite.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
hedonist.
Well, they're called Hedonites.
Oh, these are called Hedonites?
No, the new book. It's Hedonites of Slanesh.
Oh, I completely fucking misread that then. It's Hedonites, alright. I just called them Hedonites.
um, so like he just, you know what he actually reminds me of? Xerxes in 300.
Yeah, where he's just like a gigantic man
Yeah.
that's kind of just like real kind of
Like flamboyant but
yeah.
still masculine.
Mm-hmm. You're goddamn right. That's Slanesh, baby. But yeah, I mean.
But you know what I'm really excited about? First off, I fucking hate the current Keeper of Secrets model. I fucking hate it. But what I'm really excited about is that the Great and Clean one can also make Rodigus. The Lord of Change can also make fucking Curios, and the Bloodthirster can also make Scarbrand. So what named character are you gonna be able to make with this Keeper of Secrets box?
I don't know, but I do want, now that you got I didn't even fucking think of that. You see, this is why I don't even think about chaos that much, but when it's something I care about, I think about it, and I'll still miss something. So thank you for fucking catching that. That's gonna be fucking sweet. And that's the thing is, on the 40K side, you know, I'm not too excited about it because I still want Emperor's Children. I love Emperor's Children.
And I'm pretty sure they're going to be right around the corner with this.
I hope so. I mean, it seems like it would be kind of like the biggest thing because I was kind of thinking about it in terms of like the Vigilus stuff. Like Vigilus is literally just like all these fucking different things. It's not only Chaos and Imperium.
You also got Gene Stealers, Orcs.
You got Gene Stealers, Orcs. You got some Admech. You got like everybody's there. It's basically like the new Armageddon. Like, you know, it's the new fucking big place for shit.
Yeah.
And with all that kind of excess of everything, like it would be a perfect place where Slanesh comes out and the fucking Emperor's Children just walk through a fucking portal. They just start blasting everything. I mean,
well, everybody's already expecting another of the 4 big Primarchs, you know?
Yeah. Which it would be really cool because of course Fulgrim was the one to slit Gilliman's throat and put him into that kind of stasis, so you'd have that fucking clash again. But then, you know, he'd be losing. Fucking Slanesh has his head peeled back and ready for the Fulgrim is just right there. Fucking boom, he's about to cut it, and guess who fucking blocks the blade?
The Wolf. Leman Russ.
Yeah, baby.
I think Roman really wanted me to say the Lion.
No, I wanted you to say fucking the Khan. The Khan comes back. White Scars are fucking in. They bring in jet bikes from the fucking webway. I've actually been like digging into White Scars. I'm kind of like, they're kind of badass. I kind of like the White Scars, but yeah, I mean, it would make sense that like the Lion or like somebody else from the Imperium. That would be a way to kind of set up, like, a new Primarch coming in, because now you'll have fucking 3 named Primarchs on the Chaos side, and the Imperium's only like, we got Gilliman, and I guess we got fucking Calgar here. I don't know what he's gonna do. Spoilers: Vigilus Ablaze, like he gets fucked up apparently. Like his primary heart's fucked, like it's ripped out, and his secondary heart is like being shit on, so he's pretty near death.
Calgar?
Yeah, there's a post somewhere. I think it was that Naftka or whatever the fuck that it's a site. It's like a blog site, and they kind of had somebody that had the early access to the Vigilus Ablaze, and they were talking about the lore behind it, and that Abaddon was basically going to kill Calgar, and the only reason he didn't is because the Imperium's now kind of allied with the Eldar, because they're kind of like, look, bro, we both hate chaos, right? And then yeah, and I guess since like it's an apocalyptic feel and like kind of the allies of necessity kind of come back, they ally with the Eldar once more, and all they do is they basically take like a fucking, what are those, the Venoms, those fucking ships?
Yeah.
They take one of those, they just load it up with fucking bombs, and they just ram it into the fucking the Vengeful Spirit. So that, like, Abaddon's like, fuck! And he has to go back up and take care of shit. So
That's an old fucking boat, man.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna go back into the warp. It's gonna be brand new. It's gonna be brand spanking new thanks to some chaos.
But I mean, also, speaking of the Eldar and Slanesh,
Mm-hmm.
um, fucking Inari are coming out with White Dwarf rules,
Yes, in
and
April. Yeah.
which is just pushing me more towards the fact that Emperor's Children is gonna come back strong because fucking Inari hates Slanesh.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, and I was hearing that Blood Angels were on Vigilus.
Yes,
Uh,
they just came.
and somebody apparently somebody important got hurt.
Yeah,
Got hurt really badly,
Mm-hmm.
badly enough that this would be a good time to fucking
Primaris.
yeah, like fuck it, let's just rebuild them. We got the technology.
I just want to see like what that fucking jetpack's gonna look like on a Primaris. If it's gonna be like, I don't think it's gonna be
The single barrel.
I think it might be. I think they're gonna like he's gonna have like a specialty kind of jetpack instead of the Inceptors.
Mhm.
Like they're heavy kind
Yeah,
of jetpack.
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be like a brand new fucking like master crafted fucking thing. Because of course Blood Angels are artists, so they're gonna make something pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nice
yeah,
fucking wings.
it would be really really cool. That kind of leads into some more 40k news that was at Adepticon. Apparently, they're gonna have a box for Apocalypse. So it's Apocalypse, the mass battle system. So it's not just the book, because if you remember correctly, the Apocalypse was just like another rule book where they would just give you more rules, different missions, all these kinds of things. They had actual objective cards that were
Mhm.
specific for each faction. So it looks like they're kind of doing that and a little more. It looks like what they might have is it's another campaign system as well. So it might be like what's the one that just came out? The city fight something. I don't know. It's the box set that had like a little bit of terrain and it had like a big map and you can run a whole campaign. Either way, combat something. I don't remember. Anyways, but it looks like it might be more in that kind of thing.
Fuck.
But
I cannot remember for the life of me.
they do have a picture and they have the Warhounds and then they have a Warlord Reaver, I think is what it is. So in the picture for Apocalypse, apparently there's going to be a fuckload of big things. I'm assuming they're just going to kind of open the floodgate. And it might have a lot of Forge World rules for like weird shit to kind of bring back. So it might be that, but it's all speculation at this point. Well, John's looking that up. I think that's all they really had for the 40k side. Besides one thing that I kind of want to talk about. They had this 50 Shelves of Grey kind of thing, which was really weird when I was looking at it. I was like, man, this is really not a general direction.
Urban Conquest.
Urban Conquest, thank you. It is not a like the normal thing you'd see from GW. It's kind of more. It's in the style, of course, of the 50 Shades of Grey movie, but like just the kind of weaving of like sexual undertones that they're really putting into it was something I really didn't expect from GW. But what this actually means, I think they might be doing what another company, Dust, does. Dust is a kind of alternate reality World War II game. They have two lines. They have regular Dust, and then they have Dust Premium, which is painted. It's fully painted. You just buy it and you play. I think they might be doing that with the GW. Unless they're maybe just like getting away from gray plastic and they're just going to use colored plastic. So that you can just be like, oh, well, it's fucking blue. There you go. Like, I know that one's mine because it's blue. What do you think?
I didn't watch the video.
Well, the video is just 50 Shades of Grey, and he talks about Warhammer, and she's like, oh, well, show me your room or whatever. Like the fuck it always have. I never saw the movie, read the book, so the trailer shows that, and then they go to the room, and it's just literally like shelves of unpainted gray models,
Mhm.
and then it just like says like gray no longer or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of colored plastic coming out lately. Um, the fucking Kill Team's box had the colored plastic for the two sides, the
yeah.
Admech and the Gene Stealers.
Hmm.
All the Easy Fit is coming in color in the primary color of the. I mean, if you're gonna paint it, you still gotta prime it. So
Yeah.
it's just like I guess maybe they're just moving towards that. You know,
But would you really make a big deal about just the like changing the color of your plastic?
it's GW, bro.
Yeah, but like even that is like not. I don't think that's newsworthy. To be honest with you,
I
like
don't.
why would you? Okay, think about it from a fair from just a spending point of view from a company. Why am I gonna put time and effort, which means I'm gonna have somebody write something down. I'm gonna have somebody film it. I'm gonna hire two actors, even if they're there, they're getting paid for it. I'm setting up I'm getting a location, even though it's using our thing. You're taking time away from that. Why are you just using that and just to say like we're gonna use colored plastic? It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I just don't see them fully painting toys and throwing them out there.
Well, I'm thinking they might, if bare minimum, what they're gonna do is it might be colored plastic, but it's all gonna be colored already. You know what I mean? Like like they show a knight. Like at the end, they just show a knight. So you're kind of like, okay, maybe the skeleton will be like black, and then the armor panels will be blue. So there's gonna be now separate like colored segmented. But I honestly think it's just gonna be a premium thing. Like I think it's gonna be premium pricing. Instead of buying a night for 150, you're probably gonna pay 250, if not more, for something that's just painted. Because Dust does it, and Dust is a small company compared to GW.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they would just do that, which means we could finally get our fucking friend Tony into this, because apparently all he does is bitch that he can't fucking paint and shit, and that he just wants to play. So boom, there you go. He's just gonna have to spend a lot more money than everybody else, and then he's gonna lose, and then he's gonna fucking flip shit because he's not the best at it, and he's just gonna fucking quit. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Tony, you piece of shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, he's always talking shit to all the Red Star members, like, oh, and then you're good, blah blah. He hasn't fucking played a game. Fuck him. That's my Tony rant. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. We're gonna go on to fucking more AOS, because there was a lot of fucking AOS news.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so starting from the top.
Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
It's at the top. Forbidden Power. They finally revealed what Forbidden Power is. It looks like it's going to be a second malign sorcery, where there's going to be a whole bunch of more endless spells. My whole theory with Forbidden Power was that it was the start of Tomb Kings. I was really hoping that it was going to be the start of Tomb Kings, because my theory was that the Necroquake that started Soul Wars, Necroquake was going to move into this thing. I think they call it the Sea of Bones. It's like a desert plain, and it's just nothing but bones. And I thought that the Necroquake, since it reaches all the 8 realms, that it would get to there, and the Tomb Kings would fucking rise up, and they'd fucking start fighting Nagash. And they wouldn't necessarily be Order, but they'd definitely be against Death. So that's what I thought it was going to be. Turns out, it's just more endless spells, which is alright.
Forbidden Power contains new endless spells usable by any army, representing the dark magics of Shaiish unleashed during the Soul Wars. Sinister, deadly, and tactically invaluable in the right hands. These endless spells offer enormous power if you're willing to pay the price.
They even put something where it says, in great power, there is a great and ancient power hidden in the realms. Power never meant for mortals. Long ago, in the age of myth, Sigmar sought to hide these forces and the Stormvault behind a magical defense with the help of Teclis. If you don't know who Teclis is the kind of the high elf dude. So maybe elves are gonna get a reboot in AOS as well. Maybe they're telling you there. But yeah, some of them look cool. I mean, I like the death one where it's the and this is why I'm kind of holding out hope for Tomb Kings, is because it looks like it has like a river of sticks, dude. And if you look at the kind of iconography and the way it's painted, it really looks like Tomb Kings. Where it has kind of like the bird heads, the bird skulls and things like that. It really does remind me of Tomb Kings, and I'm still holding out hope because Tomb Kings was one of the fantasy armies that I desperately wanted to play, and then, well, you know what happened to fantasy. Um, but then they have a Nagash head that looks weird. I don't know why he would need that. There's a bone bridge, a boner bridge. Looks pretty cool. These fucking pyramids with like some mist between them kind of remind me of the I think they might be the same thing from Night Vault. Night Vault had like these objectives, or no, they were scenery that you could put on there, and they were 3D scenery. So it looks like they just kind of changed that into an endless spell. There's a piece of like a, it's either a cracked tomb or like
It looks like a sarcophagus.
it looks like a sarcophagus, yeah. But it has a Sigmarite thing, and it looks like it has, there's like a globe or like a thing. I'm not too sure what that is, but it looks Sigmar-y, so looks like they could use that.
The globe thingy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like a bunch of gears and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely Stormcast, and I think it might just be like showing you the 8 realms and how they like kind of revolve around each other. But yeah, so Forbidden Power is just some more endless spells, which is cool. Again, kind of disappointed it wasn't Tomb Kings, but I'm glad it's something for AOS, because I haven't been playing much of AOS because of Heresy, but I do want to get back into AOS. Speaking of some new stuff, they are redoing some Duarden. So Fire Slayers are getting a brand new battle tome. They're also getting a they don't have spells.
They're magmic invocations.
There you go. I said incantations before, right? So yeah, invocations. And then they have the Ruin. No, is it Rune Smiter? No, that's just a fucking dude. It looks like they have a terrain piece that's like a forge, kind of like a where they can shovel metal, like a smelt.
Smelt.
Yeah, so it looks like that, which looks really cool. I like it. I want to know what else. Like, this is cool. I like Fire Slayer. I've always liked the look of Fire Slayers, like the whole fiery hair and all that kind of stuff. I really like them. I do not want to paint models that small though, so I don't know if I'll be playing Fire Slayers necessarily, but it's cool that they are getting an update, and this gives me hope for some other stuff will get updates. Maybe like KO, because I do like the way that KO look. I don't know if I like the way they play. And then with, since they were a 1.0 army, with 2.0 they really didn't get much, and hopefully they'll get something there. But it also gives me hope that Seraphon are going to get a new battle tome, so crossing my fingers on that one. Then they showed Night Vault, so I know you're gonna bust your nut over this.
Mm-hmm.
Meet the Thundric Profiters. They're a KO warband for the Night Vault. Yeah, the Underworld.
It's a powerful looking warband because you got this dude with the Gatling gun.
Mm-hmm.
You got this chemist. Chemists are fucking powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just got a regular swashbuckler dude, and then a dude with the fucking blunderbuss, and then the flyboy with the spear. Looks like a pretty good team.
We'll see how they play. Maybe that's how they'll sneak in some like little rules changes here through that warband.
Yeah.
And kind of give you a little taste, just a little taste of that. They did show off something weird, and I have no idea what the fuck it is. It's called Loon Curse. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if it's maybe like another warband, necessarily, but it's more. It's literally just like, the trailer is like a moth or like a lightning bug, something, and then a squig just comes by and eats it, and then there's other squig riders that run by, and it just says Loon Curse. What the fuck is this? I don't know if it,
Probably Gloomspite gets fucking
Warband.
yeah, Warband
Oh,
for
for
Nightbot.
for Underworlds,
Yeah.
possibly. But they already don't they have one? They have the Gits, which was the way that you can get like the first new squig, and then they have the troll one, Mog something troll some shit bullshit. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know what exactly Loon Curse is, but it looks like you're more than likely right. And then they showed off some more Warcry. So they actually showed off one of the war bands. They are chosen by Archeon himself. So they're more Slaves of Darkness, and some of these look really weird. One of them kind of looks like a Chaos Dwarden. So if you know Chaos Dwarves from fantasy, it looks like it's just like a small guy with two hammers.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like maybe this is a way that they're gonna get Chaos Dwarves back in, which would be really, really cool, because that would be an army that was only a Forge World army. So if they maybe are like, fuck it, let's just bring in a new race, new in quotations.
At launch, 9 non-chaos factions will be available to play with rules of their own.
So I'm kind of liking that. I don't know about this fucking big dude with just like a fucking ball for a hand. And it looks, I know it's a hammer, but it looks like a rocket launcher on his hand, the way it's positioned. But yeah, they look cool. I don't know if I'll necessarily be playing Warcry because I'm not like super into Chaos, to be honest with you. But anybody that does like Chaos and AOS is more than likely gonna play this. And it looks like since it's a box game, 2 factions are gonna start out at the beginning. If somebody does buy it, I'll give it a shot if they're willing to teach me how to play. And with
okay, I'm reading ahead,
mm-hmm.
and I just saw something that I have to mention. I just saw the event exclusive model for Adepticon.
Okay.
Guess what it is?
It's a brand new Noise Marine.
It's a brand new Primaris Lieutenant. I'm not making this shit up, people.
There you go. That's good old GW. They're just trolling you. They're like, fuck you. We're just gonna give you lieutenants. You want to bitch about it so much. It's like, fuck you. There's no need for this. That being said, I like his kind of stoic pose, and he has like the shield, the helm under his arm.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Dorn's model on 30K.
Mm-hmm.
Just stoic.
Honestly, I have no problem with it. It's a pretty cool looking model. If I could, I would probably paint it up in my Dark Angels kind of stuff. And
then we have this new Space Marine librarian in Terminator armor.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that was not needed. First off, the librarians in Terminator armor don't look bad enough to need a new sculpt. Second of all, who the fuck's playing regular Space Marines in Terminator armor anymore?
I guess they're just trying to keep you like, hey, you don't want a primary lieutenant, right? You see, GW is just all about the troll. But yeah. Along with that Warcry, it looks like there's new Harpies. I'm looking at this. Oh, Furies. I'm sorry. So there's gonna be new plastic Furies and Raptorixes. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm assuming it's this kind of vulture turkey looking thing. But yeah, so there's gonna be new models. I am excited to see what is actually done. I want to get my hands on that Slanesh battle tome. I just want to see, like, okay, what are those battalions gonna look like? You know, what new models might they be looking for? What's going to transfer over to 40K? And then, you know, I'm playing Horus Heresy. So I'm just saying I could maybe have a little allied attachment of some demonettes and stuff like that. But it's really cool that now you can use. So I guess we're done with Adepticon. I think that was all the news that did come out of it. Um, I've been playing a lot of Horus Heresy, so that's a good thing. I've played more Horus Heresy uh, in these 3 months than I've played 40K in the last kind of 6 months. Um, so I'm really happy with that. I'm glad that uh, with book 8, yeah, it's book 8. They're coming out with some of the demons of the Ruin Storm, so they're actually going to have demon rules for Horus Heresy specifically. Um, and some of them look really cool. Just the rules around them. They have Kabanda, so Kabanda's going to be a named uh, bloodthirster that will be out. Hopefully, they make an actual model for him, and they're just not going to use a regular bloodthirster. But there's that, and I wonder how they're going to interact now with the uh, the trader side of Horus Heresy, because for the longest time, word bearers were the only ones that can ally with actual demons.
Yeah, because traders, they're not tied up with demons yet in 30K.
Yeah.
They're for Horus and against the Emperor, not necessarily for Chaos.
Yeah, and the thing with the reason they can do that is because 40 years before the heresy actually happens, they're already churning. They're already devoted to Chaos, the word bearers. So that's why they're tight with demons. They've already seen them. They already know them. Most of them are already fucking demons. So that's why they're that. And I wonder if that's just gonna stay the way it is, or if you can now ally just because eventually they're gonna do that. Like if they're gonna be able to ally with traders, and if that's the case, Slanesh all the way. I already found my second army. I haven't even done with my first army for 30K, but I already got my second. I'm already gonna do fucking Emperor's Children if that's the case, because I could just ally in some demons and just make it a fucking cool little, fluffy little thing. Try my hand at some kit bashing with some snake ladies and kind of shit like that. Be awesome. But yeah. Since we're already talking about games played and stuff like that, we kicked off the Heresy Resurrection stuff, and I've played at least 3 games of Heresy. So I'm really happy. I'm still trying to remember the rules for my Sons of Horus, because they're gonna be painted up Luna Wolves. But yeah, I was gonna talk about something we'll talk about later. I'm forgetting rules like in 7th edition, when you charge, you just get an extra attack.
Yeah.
So I was like, I only get 5 attacks, man, whatever. And then I was like, oh wait, they have bolt pistols and chain swords.
So they're dual
wielding, and they charge. So they're getting 3 on the attack. And I was like, fuck, I missed out on so much. I could have done some things there. But yeah, I'm forgetting that. There's the, I forget, they have a special rule where if they, at initiative step 1, if they still outnumber the enemy that they're engaged with, if they still outnumber them, they all get 1 more attack at initiative 1. So that's really cool. I gotta remember that. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Heresy. I did play a game of Kill Teams. I've decided to join the Mournival Weekly 4, just kind of as a ringer. Just I'll be whenever I'm hanging out at Grimdark, and if anybody just needs a game, I'll be there. While I'm there, you got me as a new opponent. But other than that, I'm not going to be looking for matches. Only if it's a convenience for someone else, that's when I'll do it. And I played Kill Teams. Holy fuck. I do not know how to play Kill Teams. I just don't. Like I know like some basic stuff, but I have to if if I'm gonna be playing more kill teams in this league, just because you know it's something quick and people can knock out really quickly, I'm gonna have to read that rule book of yours.
Yeah, I really want to get into kill teams because I haven't played since it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played commanders. You know, now elites are coming out. I haven't played rogue trader. I haven't played arena. I think was the one that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I did was play a couple of games when it first hit,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I actually just the other day I got some boards made up, some 22 by 30 boards, so I can make custom kill team boards. They're in the back of my
Nice.
truck right now.
Nice.
So I wanted to stop by the hobby shop later and so I can make, you know, cover it, make it because we got all the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna make it kind of like a Forge World type basing.
Okay.
So
There's that. There's also there. I believe it's the guys that make the fat mats. They actually have kill teams mats, and they're double sided as well.
Huh.
So you might want to check that out as well before. You know, I'm sure you want to make your own board and shit like that, but check those out and see if that's something that you'd be able to work with or want to work with.
Yeah. Well, no, the thing about mine is that it's gonna be 2-tiered.
Okay.
Because in kill teams you can fall into a manhole and then come up to a different manhole.
Okay.
Well, I want to make my board so that when you go through the manhole, there's more underneath.
So do you want to like? You just want to make it. So you're gonna have it set up, like as a 2-tier, and then as soon as somebody falls out, you're gonna like move it.
No, my goal is to make enough room so you can move your guys around, without having to lift the board.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
So
see how it works.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see how you figure that one out. Any other games that you've been playing? Anything else?
I played a couple of games of Heresy. That's pretty much it. I haven't had too much time for games with work, but I've been building a lot of Heresy stuff.
Nice.
So I haven't slapped paint on anything yet, but
let's get into how to progress.
Yeah.
What you've been working on?
Tyrant Siege Terminators. I got my Leviathan Dreadnought ready to go. Not Leviathan. I have the Dordale. Yeah. A bunch of tacks. I haven't built anything out of Shadowspear yet. As much as I love it. I still have them all in box. Really trying to get this 30K stuff built up. So.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
So that's pretty much it.
All right. As for me, I've been working on, of course, Heresy stuff myself. I changed up my color scheme for my Luna Wolves. They were gonna be a gray, and then the more I kind of thought about it and looked at it, I was kind of like, "Fuck, I kind of don't like this," and that kind of led me. That kind of led me to, my confidence in myself as a miniature painter. I'm not gonna say artist. That's too that's too much. But as a mini painter, I kind of looked at it and kind of said, you can do this and you don't need anybody else's recipe. Make up your own. So I made up my own. I love the way they look now. Like I'm really.
I like the way they look.
Shut up. All right, you haven't seen them. Hey, you saw them in the car. But yeah, I changed up the color scheme, so now they're more in line with regular kind of white. But you'd have to really pay attention because I use like a really super light ivory as a kind of a mid-tone for the kind of thing. I don't know if you'll be able to really see it unless you really pay attention, because then my highest highlight is some ivory with like a bit of white mixed in, so it kind of washes that out and kind of gives it this just the Luna Wolves white that you know. But I just came up with my own recipe. I really liked it. And other than that, been building, of course, a lot of 30K stuff. I had my Leviathan. I built up the AdeptiNews Rhino. I fucked with the Contemptor. I made it kind of a running leg with his body turned and his head turned a little bit. That was fun. Just kind of fucking around with that and kind of seeing how to make it work with little to no kind of like really chopping up that the knee wheel that happens there, because I know that's the way that a lot of people tend to do it. But there was that. I've also been working on the commission, the Gene Stealers. I'm probably about a third of the way through it. At this point, I wanted to be done with all the Gene Stealers, but it just didn't happen. Work's been kicking my ass. John knows about it, but it's been kicking my ass. Haven't had much time, and I've just been trying to get my 30K stuff together. So, but it'll be done by tomorrow. I'm gonna really put in some time, and hopefully get to the halfway point. If I can get to 2/3 of the way through through that stuff, that'd be awesome. Because there's also some tanks and other things that I have to paint as well, which are a bit easier just because they're bigger and I can just
Airbrush.
I can bang it out with the airbrush, some highlights, boom, 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 and then it's just detail work, which is a lot of lead belcher and stuff like that. But yeah, it's fun. It's a different army. I've never had to paint up that much fucking infantry, so it's kind of it's a primer for my Skaven whenever I get those up for AOS. But I think that's about it. It's gonna wrap up the show. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Death of the False Emperor.
And I guess that's been episode 31 of Perils of the Warp. I've been your host, Rowan, and...
Are you sure it's 31?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really sure?
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Later, dudes.